Welcome to Soul Trek. This week's episode, Love and Joy. Well, the themes of the Sundays leading up to Christmas and the season of Advent, in other words, are, I always can never remember them, hope, peace, joy, and love. Hey, I remembered them. And so I've talked in recent weeks about hope and peace, so I wanted to combine the next two in joy and love. And I think joy, for me, how I understand joy, is a little bit about what I said when I was talking about peace. We want to have an absence of violence in the world. We also want to have peace in our hearts, peace in ourselves, and which is a worthy goal, whether or not we actually achieve peace in the world, which is also a worthy goal. So holding those kinds of things in balance, I think, is really helpful. So I think the same is true with joy. Joy for me is when you can experience extreme happiness and extreme pain at the same time. It's a combination of those sorts of things. And the best way or the easiest way to try and explain what I'm talking about is to think about grief. We only grieve the people we love. And when I ask myself, would I trade this feeling of grief for having never known the person at all? Well, of course I wouldn't. That's a really important thing to realize that, I know I'm going to grieve, but I still want to, for the time being, love this person as much as I can. So for me, that's the goal in life is to achieve that level of joy, knowing to hold all of those things in some kind of balance, the happiness and the pain that we experience. So we can have very painful times in our lives, in our day, and still take joy at eating supper together or listening to a piece of music or laughing at a TV show. We can still do those kinds of things even though there's painful things happening around us. And sometimes that's part of the healing process as well for us. But really it speaks to that deep expression of what God is doing in Jesus Christ. I think of the birth, life, teaching, ministry, passion, crucifixion, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as being a kind of love letter to humanity. God is saying, in the midst of all of this pain and grief, in the midst of all of this joy and excitement, I want you to know that we're in relationship. I want you to know that I love you. That's the ultimate message of the birth of Jesus Christ, is the tremendous amount of love that God has for each and every one of us. And I know that it's difficult, and perhaps even more so during the Christmas season, to remember those things. But, there's an awful lot of TV specials, awful lot of things going on to tell us what Christmas is all about. It's all about the children, or it's all about family, or I even heard someone on the TV the other day say it's all about food. This was a commentator in a news broadcast. It's all about food. I'm thinking, no, it's not. It's all about the love that the Creator has for each and every one of us. And it doesn't matter what our circumstances happens to be in life, that message is for each and every one of us. It doesn't matter whether we're a believer or not, whether we're a Christian or not, wherever we happen to be in our life's journey. Christmas is a message from the divine, the Creator, to each and every one of us, that God loves us. And there's joy to be held in that message for sure. But it's challenging. because Christmas can also bring up all kinds of other emotions and a sense of loneliness and a sense of disappointment and a sense of all of those things that didn't work out that we wanted them to this year or in previous years. There can be grief. This might be your first Christmas without a particular loved one in your life. Those are all very real things. And I try and tell people, don't worry about how you're feeling this Christmas, because there might be grief and sorrow going on, and that's your reality. But this message isn't just for the 12 days of Christmas. This is for our whole lives. That when we find ourselves coming out of that grief, to remember that this message of Jesus Christ is a message from the divine about the tremendous and undying love that God has for all that God created. Thank you.